Well, we both worked with kids throughout our whole life. I was a Sunday school teacher before I came here. My wife, she's a child education, and we just have a heart for kids. We love kids, and we just wanted to help out any way possible. Try to help out kids, and when the situation started happening, when there were kids that were actually crossing over the border by themselves, we felt compelled.
We also felt from the Lord that it's part of a calling that we have to help orphans, and we felt it that God was opening a door for us. So right there is where it started growing in us, and we said, you know what? I don't know what God has for us, but I don't know where we're going. But my husband had a dream
Yeah.
about a little girl, that God was gonna give us a little girl.
Yeah, I had a dream, and this is why we were talking about the whole thing about fostering and just trying to put our foot into the waters to see where it goes. I had a dream, and inside that dream, we went to Mexico, and in Mexico, we actually ended up coming back with a little girl. And the little girl, I don't know how it happened. Well, I know how it happened now. It was God. But the little girl that was in my dream is the same little girl that is living with us now. She looked exactly the same. Exactly the same facial features, color, everything. And it was like God telling us, like, you know what? You guys are starting fostering. You guys are doing this, but this is what I've been putting inside your guys' hearts for the long time. And in other words, it was like God congratulating us and telling us, you know what? You're walking in obedience. You're walking to what your heart is calling you to do. So this is what I'm going to do. God took us like, you know what? You guys are believing me, so I'm going to take you at your word. We got an Aliyah one day, and then 6 days later, we got a little boy. Right after. So we were just adjusting. We were just adjusting to having one kid, and then from there we had a little boy thrown into the mix. So it was quite an adjustment, man. But it's amazing. It's amazing, man.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
and seeing them grow together, and I think that's basically the most how you know that, like how bonding goes together, and how everything God has a plan and a purpose.
Yeah. Well, the day she came into the home, we had the CPS worker that brought her said, "Well, she's not talkative. She's nonverbal. Well, we've offered for her to eat. We were gonna buy her Chick-fil-A. She didn't want to eat. The food stayed there in the car, and by the way, they made it seem like she was pretty much in trauma, that she wasn't able to speak. But the crazy thing is that she came toward the house. We were eating supper at the time when she came. And she actually started looking at me while I was eating. And then she started making like the gestures like, hey, I'm hungry. I want some too. She made the gestures to us. So the CPS worker's like, she's nonverbal. She's not speaking. She's in trauma and this and that. But right away, she just like opened up. She opened up herself, opened up to us, and like, "Hey, I'm hungry. I want something to eat."
But it's amazing how she gravitated to my husband. It was like he carried her, he held on to her. He was actually the one was making her talk and be herself. He got very comfortable with her, and that's the what I was amazed, like how a little girl coming gravitated to my husband instead of me, like right away. So they bonded right away, and even the way she started calling him daddy right away, and I go, how did you win her so fast? She hasn't even called me mommy yet.
She was living inside her vehicle with her grandmother. Her grandmother actually overdosed on a drug, and she drove herself to the emergency room and left. While she went inside the emergency room to get seen, she left Analaya, a 3-year-old girl, inside the vehicle by herself. And while she was inside being taken care of by the doctors and everything, CPS was called. somebody inside the hospital where her grandmother was being seen, called the hospital. And as CPS showed up there, the grandmother tried to come out of the hospital to try to leave the hospital with her inside the vehicle. But as CPS came, they also came with the police, and the police were actually, they had to take Emmeline into custody. And as they went and they saw her, they saw inside the vehicle there was clothes, there was baskets, there was roaches living inside the vehicle. Ants. There was ants, and this little 3-year-old girl was in the midst of that.
Throughout the years that we've had her, she felt the love and the connection with us. So every time the caseworker would come and talk about it, we would hear her say, but I'm gonna stay here, right? I'm gonna stay here with you guys forever. And all that, she just she knew that her process at the same time, and where she was going, where she was going to end up. And we always kept it real with her. We always tried to, because we got her when she was 3 years old. So by the time that we ended up adopting her, she was already six years old. She was 5 years old. So she felt comfortable enough to say, you know what, these are the family I want to stay with forever. She's excelling. She's being more verbal. Her teacher does tell me that does take time. Like, it takes her time throughout the year to even talk to her teacher. And her teacher had open house maybe like 2 weeks ago, and she tells me, you know what, I hear her voice. She has a voice. So that just shows us that she's progressing throughout the 3 years we've had her, almost going to 4 years.
Almost 4 years, because
she's come a long way.
Oh, it was a dream come true.
It's a relief.
Yeah, it was a relief, because we had such a struggle, such a fight. With every time we went to court, and the grandmother saying she was gonna appeal everything, and after the father's rights were taken away, mother's rights were taken away, the grandmother stepped in saying that she actually had standing, and this and that. We actually were 3 years in the struggle, and our little girl, she was fearing that she was going to return back to her life where she wasn't going to feel like her needs were going to be met.
Yeah.
So that's where we actually started seeing like signs of her being scared, being fearful during the process, until the day we actually did the adoption. Honestly, it was like us winning the lottery. When they said like, oh, it's a girl, she belongs to you. It was like the lottery. We won the lottery. And to this day, it's like, it's nothing but joy.
Yeah. And when we went back to tell her the news that what the judge has said, we felt like her, like a breath of peace, I guess, in her, that she was longing to hear, like, you know what, we're going to be able to adopt you now. And that's what she wanted to hear for a long time. And we were able to adopt our little boy Isaiah first in her. So her case was longer. And she saw like the process of adoption for Isaiah. So she's like, when is it going to be my turn? When's it going to be my turn? And when we told her the news, it's going to be your turn, she got so happy, excited, and she's like, oh, I'm going to be a Serrano. I'm going to be a Serrano. So she was happy to have a last name Serrano.
Even before the adoption, she was telling me, Daddy, how do you spell my name? So she was already practicing how to write her new name with my last name attached to it.
Yeah, she wanted to be part
She already wanted to be part of it, and she wanted already put Serrano as her last name, even before the adoption came through.
From the very beginning, we knew it was God in the midst with Isaiah, because when me and my husband was talking about having kids when we got married, we were asking God that we wanted to have 3 kids. Like that was our thing. We wanted to have 3 kids, and we were gonna name one of our sons Isaiah, and that was something that I knew that God was in the midst of it, because Isaiah came to our home at 2 days old, and he came to our home, and
Given the name by his birth mother.
Yeah, given his name by his birth mom, Isaiah.
The name we wanted to put on him.
And I told my husband, it's just God. I know that it's God in this. And I remember at nighttime when Isaiah would go to sleep, I would just pray and I would tell God, if you have a plan and a purpose for Isaiah, I know that you brought him here to us because it's you have a calling for him. I know that you have a calling for him, and I know that you're gonna do great things with him. And when he came to our home, well, we don't know. We started fresh. We started new. We started getting to know what it was to be parents and having a baby and having all that. And especially with him having a drug inside him.
Methamphetamines.
We didn't know what to expect, what to do. And I told my husband, you know what? That first night, babies, they don't churn. And I noticed Isaiah, he churned for being on that drug. He had so much energy inside him. He would move his hands a lot. He would move so much. And he would
he was rolling around in his bassinet.
I even had to carry him to just make sure he wouldn't fall out, because I don't know how far or how because he was in a little bassinet. So I didn't know what if he's able to turn. I didn't know what if he turns all the way and he falls out of the bassinet. So I took him to his first doctor appointment and I said, doctor, how long is that gonna last? And he said, don't worry, that will come out of his system. Don't worry about it. So that gave me peace of mind. You know what? We could do this.
So he was pretty much just opening our eyes, hey, just get ready for this and this and this. But at the same time told us it's gonna pass within 3 days. So he gave us that peace in our hearts, you know what, this is gonna be done soon. He used to watch Baby Shark, and then when he started watching Miss Rachel, it was his whole world opened up to a whole different routine. And then he started repeating whatever Miss Rachel would say and stuff like that. It was already starting to show his level of intelligence.
When he was already 1, he was already saying he was 1 year old. When he was 2, he was already saying all his numbers all the way to 10. And little stuff like that. Right now he's already 3 and he's already learned to write his name. That's how much progress he's done throughout the years that we've seen, how intelligent he is, how even my aunt would say, he's gonna be a little preacher because he talks too much. He says he talks too much. But I go, if you're prophesying over him, so be it.
This is ridiculous. Just to understand that this was a child that he was born with an addiction to this drug. And to see how he's just excelling so much that within a year, he's already picking up things that it's harder for a normal kid to pick up.
Yeah.
So I was this is amazing. And still to this day, the way he speaks to people and is very proper with his way of speaking, the way he uses his manners. And he's a blessing. He's a blessing. Even everywhere he goes, even at daycare, when he goes to the daycare, they tell him just by seeing his face, it makes our day brighter.
Yeah.
Well, for me, in my case, I wasn't brought up in a stable home. My dad was there, but he was never part of our lives. He wasn't part of my life. He wasn't there. So I really didn't have an example of what it is to be a father. And with me actually looking at this little boy now, looking at this little girl that was part of my life, it was something unheard of that I never thought that I would achieve or get to be. I never thought I was going to be able to be a father. And it's a learning process. It's not about me. It's not about her anymore. It's about those 2 little ones that are now in our house. We have to be the best that we can be for them.
From the very beginning, we try to our routine, that whatever we do in the house, whatever we eat as a family, we go to sleep as a family, we pray before we go to sleep. We also learn memory verses and let the kids be challenge them on that so they can learn the word of God. And then also we every Sunday we go to church. We try to motivate the kids to love God and to encourage them for that, and just to so that they grow up knowing that we need to have structure in our lives from the very beginning of the day to the very end. We feel like they work so much better. Like the kids will, they know what's gonna happen from the very beginning to the very end, and you won't have a lot of that trauma. I mean, a lot of the tantrums, a lot of there's a lot of stability in the home when you have a structure.
Like when Analia first got here, I always used to tell her, "Put your three fingers in the air," and I used to tell her, "You say this after me: I am loved, I am wanted, and I have purpose." Those are the three things I always used to tell her. You repeat it after me, and then as she would say it, I am loved, and then I would tell her, "You're not only loved by us being your parents, you're loved by God. You have a purpose. You're not here by accident. You're not here for just because you were thrown here or CPS brought you here. No, you're here for a purpose. God has a big purpose in your life." And three, you're always going to have people here for you. You're always going to be loved by your family. You're always going to be loved by anybody, by everybody. And these are the three things that we try to instill in them: God, family, love. That's what we try to instill in both of them, and still to this day. We need to understand is that we go to church on Sundays. It's not only about going to church, is that this is about having a life with God. And that's one thing that my children love to go to church.
Worship.
My both of them love to sing. They both love to sing. And my son, he's at the point right now, he has a little drum set. He wants to get into playing the drums too. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever you guys want to do, it's going to be an area where you guys want to express yourself with loving God. We're all for it. And that's what we want to do. We want to just push them in that direction, but not at the same time for them to understand is that God loves them. This is a house of love, and this is a house of God's love. That's what we say. That's a big saying that we say here all the time. This is a house of love. That's what we show. And
but not only,
we're trying to teach them.
Not only our kids, Isaiah and Analia, but also our foster kids that we've had in our home. Mm-hmm. We try to encourage them because once they leave, we don't know what's going to happen. If they're going to continue looking for God or what's going to happen to them. But just as they know, they have the little seed implanted in them, we know, like we did our part. Yeah. That we did our part, that they're going to be okay.
Well, since the very beginning, they've been there. They've given us the necessary resources that we needed because, like my wife said and I've said, we were new to this. We weren't like people say like, oh, parenthood is easy and this and that. I tell my wife all the time, I feel lied to. I feel lied to because being a parent is not that easy as everybody makes it seem. So I told her, I tell them we need tools, we need resources, we need help. Because honestly, if we would have went into this thing completely blinded, we probably would have failed. But they have given us the necessary tools with the trainings, the help. Even sometimes we needed to just a phone call. But they've been there. They've been there since day one. Since day one and still to this day, they said, hey, if you guys need anything, you let us know. You need counseling, you need therapy, you need anything. We're here for you. Just let us know. We're a call or a text away.
They send us books, resources to read to the kids so that they can know what to do in situations like that.
Well, Buckner has helped us with so many things. Like with Isaiah's case right now, they've actually helped him with his education level too. They gave us some educational books. They gave him that toy that he got from Miss Rachel. Buckner's they've been there with Isaiah and also with Analia. They've been there for them. With the education levels, even when it comes to their birthdays, they're there for them. Now their birthdays, they come, they give them gifts. They give them, even also too, Christmas. When it comes to Christmas, the beginning of the school years, they actually help out. They actually want to give donations to help them buy clothes and stuff for the school year. For Analia and also with Isaiah too. Christmas, even Easter. Even on Easter, they came and they showed up with some baskets, and the kids saw candy. They were like, "Whoa!" As soon as they saw the candy, it's like their ears, like their eyes like a deer when they're caught in headlights.
Even they've sent on their birthdays, they've sent their a little card through the mail, and they receive it. Oh, somebody sent me a mail. Like,
They
it
feel
was Buckner.
special.
They sent me,
Yeah.
and everybody signed it, and that was like so nice and caring of them to do that.
Well, for the future, I hope for them that they achieve whatever they want to, whatever they want to attain, that they achieve it, because they do have the necessary tools to do it. My daughter, she's smart. She has a good head on her shoulders. She's very willed. She has a strong will, a strong character. So I know for a fact, anything that she achieves, anything that she puts her mind to, she's able to get. My little boy, same thing. He's very witty, very outspoken, very opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a fact that they could achieve whatever they want to. And I hope that they actually do achieve that, because my son he could grow up and be the smartest person in this world. He could achieve to be maybe even the next president.
And one thing I really hope for is that they learn to love God and for the future, and that'll be their main goal, to want to serve God and to want to be something for God, because we love going to church. And my husband and myself, we love to volunteer at church. And I know that they're going to have that passion, and that one day they're going to be able to do that. And like my husband says, we know that they could accomplish so many things. From now on, they're very disciplined, and they're very like very smart. I know that in the future they're going to become something big, something very, very big in God's hand.
And we're already starting to see that actually unfold right before our eyes. Like my daughter, she sees the way we serve in church, and she actually wants to get involved too. She wants to do the same thing. My son too, he goes to church and, "Daddy, can I help you put up the chairs? Daddy, can I help you hand out the papers? Daddy, can I help you with this?" Because they actually do want to do it. They see us and they want to mimic what we do.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. It's like, we see the steps here, but we want to see where it actually could go toward the end. And we could see whatever they put their mind to, they'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
They'll definitely be able to do it. And we just ask God that he gives us the ability to give them the necessary tools and the resources to achieve that.
Yeah. I would encourage them to foster, because it's opening your heart to children, to children that need that opportunity. Maybe they didn't have it growing up with whatever trauma maybe they went through, but they'll have that opportunity with you if you take that step of faith and say, you know what, I want to be a foster parent. I want to do this to help somebody. And that child, all they want is just love. And just by you fostering, you open that little boy or that little girl's eyes, and you say, you know what, if they feel this way, that they could love on me, and then you know what, I could accomplish anything. It doesn't matter the trauma I went through. It doesn't matter what happened to me in the past. I could look forward to the future because of this foster parent that took it in their heart to foster me and to love on me and to care for me. And that's the best thing that you could do for a child, to foster them and to love on them.
You have the ability to change the trajectory of that child's life.
Yes.
You could actually change that, be the person standing in the gap, advocating, fighting for that child. But at the end of the day, you, being the person that is interested in foster care, have the ability to stand in the gap and change the trajectory of their life. Do that. Be that person. You're going to leave footprints in that child's heart. Whether they go away or whatever, you're going to leave a footprint that is going to cause some point of stability in their life.
Mhm.